to address gun violence continues to be on the minds of national lawmakers, and that includes South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham.
Our Renee Wunderlich caught up with him during an upstate visit today, and she joins us live in the studio with what he is focusing on federally. Renee?
Well, Gabby, Nigel, Senator Graham tells me he's a strong supporter of the Second Amendment and he doesn't want to see firearms confiscated. However, in our conversation today, he did point to a concept in the law where police can intervene if someone is in danger to themselves or to someone else. Senator Graham wants to see that applied, in his words, when someone exhibits dangerous behavior regarding gun ownership.
Senator Lindsey Graham in his home state of South Carolina Wednesday to celebrate the opening of a new employee health clinic. The Senate is currently on a 5-week recess, meaning lawmakers like Graham may be spending time with their constituents. But speaking before the Democratic County Chairman Association in Springfield, Illinois, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called for the Senate to come back to Capitol Hill.
In the near future, we must pass gun violence prevention legislation. Every day we lose lives. Gun violence prevention. So we need to do that, and we need to do it soon. We've sent the bill over to the Senate.
I asked Senator Graham if he feels the Senate should come back to vote on the background check bill.
I don't think we need to go back before September, but I was with the White House yesterday talking about legislation that would create a grant program where the states that have red flag laws that have some money to hire mental health professionals to help the police evaluate what cases need to be taken to a judge. I think when it comes to commercial sales, if there's something we can do there on background checks that makes sense. I'm not for confiscating weapons.
However, his proposal would allow firearms to be taken away from someone deemed dangerous. I asked Senator Graham to explain how this would work, considering the balance of public safety and due process.
The police only can do this under my proposal. It's the police, not family members, not neighbors who could have a grudge. But professional law enforcement officers would have to convince a judge it's more likely than not there's an imminent threat of death or bodily harm. There'd have to be evidence in the record that this person is threatening, that he's done things or she has done things to threaten the individuals or threaten harm to themselves.
The U.S. Senate is currently scheduled to return to Washington the second week of September. Gabby, Nigel, back to you.
Renee, thank you.